Hello. Today is August 22nd, 2023. It's a SIG Node weekly meeting. Welcome, everybody. We have a very short agenda today. Let's dive into it. First is a question from Rata. Rodrigo, do you?
Yes. So as I said there, in 128 we added support for stateful pods with user namespaces. Previously, we only supported stateless pods, and I was wondering if we can make a blog post or who should I talk to make that happen. Manuel already mentioned that seems okay, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it will be useful because we want people to try it out and see if there are any issues or not, right? And
Right. Yes.
and we can also mention the in progress work that Sasha is pursuing on the auth side.
Right. And so what are the next steps to make the blog post happen?
So there was a call for a blog post for 128, and I think deadline passed a long time ago, but at the same time, like they don't mind to have new posts. I asked somebody from SIG Docs and ultimately just send a PR to a website and try to find somebody to approve it from SIG Docs. I don't think anybody will mind. We still have time to, like, because release blog posts are kind of spaced out, so we don't post everything at a single day. So yeah, I would suggest to start with a PR, like have a short PR. If you want to discuss text of a post, you may start with a Google Doc. It's just easier to collaborate. And once you have it, let's find somebody from SIG Docs to approve it. If you find have troubles to find somebody, let me know. I will help you navigate.
Perfect. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for driving that. It's a very interesting feature. Long awaited.
Yes.
Okay, next item is Strakent. I think it was approved. Peter, do you want to go talk about image work?
Yeah, so we came up, I did a doodle poll to find the timing for the image garbage collection rework working group. And that would be on Wednesdays at, I guess, 11, or no, 12 Pacific. So I was wondering if we could add that to the SIG Node calendar. I don't think I have permissions to do that, so I would need someone's help.
Okay. Can you send me your address? I will give you permissions.
Yes. I'll chat it to you. Cool. That's all. I'm thinking about scheduling.
Yeah, can you post time in meeting notes so people reading meeting notes will know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'll post it in the channel and in the email list as well. I'm thinking about just having a preliminary meeting tomorrow. Probably won't be very busy, just like meet and kind of go over goals and overall maybe some desires out of the working group. So it'll be probably pretty quick, but I figure get the ball rolling. But I will post that where appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item. I'm not sure who added next item.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
So
I submitted this PR a while back, and I was talking with Peter on the issue. It's sort of like a philosophical, where's the responsibility lie between node problem detector and kubelet with respect to detecting some issues. So the root cause of this was I've seen a few times where file systems can go read only, not just for like physical failures, but like XFS has a really weird issue where you can no longer write files, even though you apparently have plenty of free space and plenty of inodes if you get excessive free space fragmentation. And what occurs when that happens is that kubelet basically stays ready, everything's great, except all your pods are failing because they can't actually write to any file systems whatsoever. Kubelet can't write to file systems. And so it's just a pretty bad failure scenario for users. So when this changed, I was looking at adding something to, all right, kubelet just write to the pod data directory every few seconds. And if that fails, then something has gone massively wrong and we can mark the node as not ready. and resolve it. And then Peter was saying, well, maybe it's more a responsibility of like node problem detector, which yeah, maybe it is. I'm really just looking for guidance. Like, what's the line between detecting issues internally with kubelet versus node problem detector? And how do you do that line?
Maybe I can answer this question.
Mhm.
So I think both, right? So for this one, Kubernetes cannot perform normally. There are normal behaviors, right? So they should mark itself. And in our system, when we design, actually it is the Kubernetes, both Kubernetes and the node problem detector, both can mark node not ready. So Kubernetes, when they mark, is just based on the prerequisite. The Kubernetes can operate normally. And if it cannot, like for example, network is not ready, or all those basic node configuration is not ready, all those kind of things, they will mark that is not ready. The rest stuff, like the kernel issues, like the file systems read only, a lot of time caused by like the, for example, like the system and will be like the kernel try to not totally dash the whole system, then the make will be turned around. This is file system is read only, right? So those kind of problem could be detected by node problem detector and through those kind of things, right? So it could be not, it did nothing at this moment. Not realness itself cannot write in certain cases, right? So there's no new, but the job cannot also cannot access, cannot write the data. So this is why in those cases, node problem is supposed to detect those problems. But the one challenge I know it is today, we didn't really actively update of the node problem detector. Kernel evolved. For example, we already started to switch to support of the SIG v2. So there's a lot of problem because the node problem detector based on the previous production, what we have, the Kubernetes environment. After this 8-9 years, a lot of things has changed. So today, I think node problem detector did a little bit more work. I think I've been mentioning this SIG Node community. We need to keep that up to date. I'm not sure today's node problem detector can detect this read-only file system issue yet.
Yeah, it'll look for some logs that say read only, but if the file system goes read only for some other reason that doesn't cause that log to appear, then
yeah.
So okay, so it makes sense. So sort of kubelet is prerequisites, and then NPD for sort of everything else that occurs while it's running.
Yeah. In this case, Kubernetes should mark it is a marker not ready, and also node problem is supposed to detect this problem. Also say this node is not ready, so they should observe the same thing, because there's did have the kernel logs. This file system is read only, so both in this case it's expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one question would be how to recover from the state. Like if Kubernetes detects the prerequisites and it marked itself as not ready or unhealthy, how it will get back if system restored itself?
So the situations I was seeing, like, there is no great way to recover other than roll your node and start a new one.
Reboot, yeah. That's the once this syswom get to this bad state, you just have to reboot the node. So this is why we only report the status, and then the job should be rescheduled, and the node should be recovered by reboot. So that's kind of, this is why we build this auto repair. But the auto repair is not done at the node level, instead on the global level, because you need to make sure scheduler, API server knows that node is not ready, and the work should be rescheduled to the other. Yeah, that's the bad design why we are doing that.
Yeah, and the real reason I spend that PR is because like it doesn't happen currently. Like, the node stays ready and pods stay there and they just fail, and there is no auto recovery.
Yeah, so that's why I think the both Kubernetes and the node problem detector didn't perform their job in these cases here.
Okay.
So the node problem detector fix should be straightforward. Kubernetes, both should be straightforward, but I'm a little bit surprised node problem detector didn't detect this problem, because must be something in this behavior we didn't put a record, right? Because we are against those patterns which run those analytics. Yeah.
So the actual issue that I saw was not one where So it's not a mounted read-only file system. It's just a file system you can no longer write to.
Got.
So
Haven't kernel haven't have the log to show. Yeah, got. Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
I keep my comment active for general rule, like for general, if you check for prerequisites in kubelet, we need to make sure that it's either unrecoverable for sure, and we're like 100% sure about it, or there is a way to recover after that and get back into a healthy state. Okay, we reached the end of agenda items. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about?
Oh, I saw today we have someone proposal some.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't saw that on our agenda.
Okay, then. Going once, going twice. Thank you, everybody. Short and useful meeting. Let's start at 129 strong, but also don't forget to take your rest of your vacation and enjoy the rest of the summer. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye, okay.